morning.
Good and morning.
Hello.
Today is the morning of the animation.
Yeah.
We rise with the sky and we rise with the sun. I guess.
Was that from anything? It feels like that's like a...
the Lord of the Dance thing, you know.
Oh.
I am the Lord of the Dance.
And we rise with the sun.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good.
How are you guys? How are you doing? How's it hanging?
So what time did you go to bed last night?
I can't remember. What time did you go to bed?
11, I think.
Alright, I think I went to bed at quarter to 12. But then I was in bed drawing a little bit.
Right.
Because I was so tired. I wanted to draw. Had stuff I wanted to draw.
Gotcha.
How's it going for everyone?
Hey Elaine. Hey Hardy. Hey Fun Lord.
Hello. So what are you up to on this fine Tuesday? This mighty fine Tuesday. What are you up to on this mighty fine Tuesday, Mike?
I'm going to continue doing the thumbnails for the Raven King comic.
It seemed like that was going pretty well yesterday.
Yeah.
The stream, right?
Yeah, I felt like I was making progress, making headway, getting ideas, getting them down. So yeah, we got the right brush and everything, yeah. There's a green apple.
A green apple? Elaine, thank you for the apples. You know how much we love our apples. Churring arms, also hungry, says Hardik. Have something to eat, Hardik. Do it. Raid the fridge.
Right, the fridge. Thanks.
The green one is for my basket goblin. Is that Hardik? See, Elaine got you an apple. You've seen as last time Hardik was hidden inside the basket. One can only assume. Oh, Rabbit. Once I too was naive like you and thought that green apples were where it was at. I was like, golden delicious? Will there ever be a better apple? And then I tried pink ladies, and now I can never go back. The sweetest, most crisp apple.
You've been ruined by the pink ladies.
I have.
The juicy.
Now it's only pink ladies all the time.
Hardik is, I don't, and they're called golden apple.
Hardik's schooling us. He's right, you know. Pink ladies, oh my god, I know, right? Pink ladies are so good. Why are they so good? Why are they the superior apples? I'm sorry, Golden Delicious. I loved you forever, but sometimes you get bitter ones. Sometimes you get a bitter one in with your batch. And you're like, no. How did you get there?
Like ninja apples.
Betrayal! I'm just sad I've never been able to grow an apple tree.
What?
So no matter how many apples you plant,
When have you tried?
When I was a kid, I tried a lot. I buried a lot of apples.
Just whole apples.
Maybe they're apple trees now. Who knows?
I'm not sure what sort of criteria you need to fulfill for the first seed of the tree to grow.
Maybe it just takes time.
Well, right, you were like, plant, grow, be a tree.
I was there a good few years. Oh no, Rabbit likes the sour. Rabbit, what? What are you? At least I guess I could give you all my sour apples.
I also like the kind of apples that are quite, like, they had a bunch of juice in them. So I would bite into them like a vampire and then suck out the apple juice. That was fun.
But then you're just left with a dry apple.
Yeah, but the...
No one wants a dry apple.
That's all I did.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
Okay.
You're eating your apples wrong. Incorrect, Michael.
Fuck you, past Mike. With his
For
aspirations.
wanting to eat apples the wrong way.
Being a vampire.
Grapes are great for baking.
Do you know when I found the Doig in the...
Where you found it?
When I found it?
Do I know when you found the duvet?
Yeah.
That's a weird question.
Well, it's when I woke up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was on the chest of drawers.
Okay, that sounds like it was somewhere very obvious.
I'm like, yeah, let's start.
Maybe you should have looked harder. Or turned on the light.
I slept under the clothes in the...
Right.
I was kept warm. My duvet had holes in it.
I'm just happy that it was you sleeping in that room that time and not me.
Uh-huh.
I hate that room. It's so cold. Sometimes Mike snores so much that neither of us can sleep. And on those occasions, I will go into the actual bedroom. Because we tend to sleep on a futon in the living room. And the actual bedroom is really cold. It's not a good time.
It's because the radiator is never on in there. Because we never go in there. It's like,
It's just freezing. But thank you for taking the bullet and going in there. I think that's maybe your first time. But I appreciate having the warm bed. Tex, can you not eat an apple because you have braces? And they're like, no apples though. The doctors are like, no apples, and you're like, wait. There was something I heard about the fact that if I had apples you would appreciate it, and you're telling me not to have them. This feels backwards. I had braces.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had purple braces.
Like, full on the metal ones across your teeth?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I hated them. I hated them so much. Because I got them on and I was like, I can't say S's anymore. I can't say S's anymore. And this is the worst. And everyone's going to make fun of me. It took me a long time to learn to say S's. A palate expander. What is that?
I think the palate is like the top of your mouth.
Yeah.
To make that bigger for whatever reason.
Maybe that's the reason that I find S's hard to say still. is because I had to like learn a different way to say them because that damn brace.
So how do you say them now?
I don't know, I just find it hard sometimes, and I notice in audio that my S's are unclear. And I remember distinctly when I got the braces, not being able to say them for a long time and having to practice.
What did you sound like?
I just couldn't do it. I found it really difficult because there's a thing over the top of your palate where you would usually put your tongue.
Okay.
To do an S.
Yeah.
There is a bit of plastic there instead. So it's not what you would expect it to be, so S's are really hard. Wow, it's a bar that literally presses against the top of your mouth and you have to turn a crank in increments to make it grow out. It hurt like hell. A palate expander is a super thick retainer that is cranked like a lift and pushes your teeth out to expand your palate. That sounds awful!
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds awful.
That sounds like a medieval torture device.
It does a bit. Yeah, it sounds like the kind of thing that we shouldn't still be using.
It's like, give us the information or we'll expand your palate. You know? It's like, oh, look who's a small mouth, who won't give us the information. Maybe we'll make them into a big mouth. And then they'll tell us.
I guess it's all for the good, but I don't know. See, it still seems like a weird way to do things. We're so advanced in some ways, like medically. It feels like we're making huge steps every day. And yet when it comes to dentist work, like especially in England, it feels like we're still stuck sort of 20 years in the past. Doesn't feel like it's made the same kind of advancements. Oh, Rabbit, that sounds bad. I'm glad that it's fixed now. I think said I had a lisp when I was little. My parents thought I was a child of devil. Them lispers.
What? No. No. I joke about the second part, okay?
Elaine had a palate expander, braces, glasses, and a back brace. You were almost like a robot, Elaine. You had all the things. They can at least let you have missiles in one of them. I mean, I didn't have quite that much stuff, so I can't. My sympathies go out to you because that sounds like it was really hard. I remember in high school when I had like greasy hair, acne, braces, and I was super unconfident and like insecure all the time, and it was just a hell of a time.
Hellscape.
It was awful. That sounds good, Rabbit. Knowing when to just be happy with the way you are. And embracing the flaws. That's important to them. Tip says I was going to get braces when I was younger, but they were like, we'll have to break and reset your jaw, take several teeth out and it may not fix everything. So I decided to wait on it. Yeah, like, oh, no thanks.
Yeah.
I'd rather you didn't mutilate my face. Thank you. Though, you know, it's nice of you, but I think I'd prefer if you didn't break my jaw, pull out my teeth. If given the choice.
And just over a year ago, I had a chance to get free braces with no teeth out and no broken jaw. So yeah.
Good call on waiting. Oh my goodness, like that just makes me think that maybe some dentists don't know what they're talking about. Because if back then they were like, oh, we have to do this, we have to break this, we have to take these teeth out.
Well,
and then someone else was like, I can just give you braces now.
Like, maybe your jaw and everything's more malleable when you're younger, so it's possible to do that, but like, they wouldn't do that to an older bone because it wouldn't heal in the same way.
You might be right there, yeah. I can see that.
Just don't break the bone.
Don't break bone.
Just don't break bone.
I think I remember someone telling me, and I don't know if they were right or not, that a lot of Americans don't have their own teeth. They have these kind of plates that are put on the front of their teeth instead that are super duper white.
What?
Like their teeth are kind of plated.
Oh. Really?
With like plastic covers.
Like just in general, or like that? No.
Well, that's what this person told me, but this person was a bit of a shitbag, so they may have just been like, for the fun of it, making stuff up.
I think it's possible to get that, but I don't think it's something.
You don't
like,
think it's most people?
No.
Yeah. Oh, Rabbit, yeah, your poor mum. That sucks. I mean, much as I hated my braces, like, at least glad that I had them when I was, well, I had not a really bad time. High school's a bad time to get braces because everyone is horrible. But I'm at least glad I had them when I was young, rather than having to have them now. So I'm not happy that now I find it difficult to talk properly because of bloody braces, but what else? You never had to have braces, like?
No, but I probably should have.
I don't think so. Mike, you've got nice teeth.
I've got a tooth in my bottom front that is like out of alignment with the others. So
Yeah.
probably could have fixed that.
I like that. It's kind of cute.
You like my snaggle tooth?
Yeah. Just one. It's like, fuck this!
I'm out. But when I'm anxious, I grate against that with my top teeth. So it's probably not the greatest snaggle tooth to ever snaggle.
I'm just a read in a check. Apparently dentistry has come a long way in the last 10 years. When we move, we need to get a dentist.
We got gorshed.
Oh! Thank you, Whoever gorshed us. We haven't had a dentist since we came to Dublin, which is like 2 years, so we need to get on that. Get that dentist.
Yeah.
But since we're moving this month, hopefully, we'll have to look out for one in the new place.
I estimate that we'll move at the end of April.
The end of April?
Yeah.
That's when you think we'll move?
Yeah.
How come?
Because it's already the end of March.
It's not the end of March yet. We've got a good 10 days.
Yeah, but if we're going to get a moving ban and stuff like that, then they need forewarning.
Yeah, but I don't think the end of April, I don't need left over a month.
Okay.
I would prefer not to pay rent for over a month for this place, but if we have to, we have to. So they're expensive. Hardick grew all 4 of his wisdom teeth in a couple of months. Oh, that sounds awful. I'm super lucky. My wisdom teeth like totally didn't hurt. I don't know whether maybe they just haven't happened yet. But I haven't like even noticed. Like it's been fine. Very lucky. I do remember having my upper canines coming in though when I was younger, and we went to the doctors for some reason, and they took an X-ray, and it was like traveling across my cheek towards my mouth, and I was like, "This is freaky! This is so cool!" It's like descending like some kind of spaceship on an 8-bit video game towards my mouth. And then a couple of weeks later, I was like, "It's coming through! It's arrived!"
That's the strangest way I've heard anyone describe a tooth coming in.
I just remember them explaining it being like, just like, not probably where it should be, but on its way, incoming.
The dentist I had in my the town I grew up in had Space Invaders on a table cabinet thing that you could play in the waiting room.
Uh-huh.
That's the story.
Oh. Well, that's great. That's just
We were
grand.
talking about Space Invaders with teeth, and I had an appendage to put onto the bottom of it.
Hey man, I'm saying that's great. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, well, can you be any more sarcastic?
I'm not being sarcastic.
Let's go.
I'm sorry if I sounded sarcastic.
You did sound sarcastic.
That was me being sarcastic.
That wasn't you being sarcastic, that was you being full sarcastic.
Okay. The muscles. And the townie.
Yeah, Hardy's been doing studies of muscle. I don't know what I'm drawing. You know what I'm? It's a wow.
Hasta in your panties, where the passion fruit grows sweet.
That's a really weird song.
Yeah, I don't like it very much. It's from Liking too, for people who might not be familiar.
Although they did use a lot of visual metaphors of falling in love in that.
It was awful. I wasn't a fan.
Morning, says Bryony.
Good morning, Bryony! How's it going with you? It's nice to see you. How you be? Well that's not working. I think some head placement may be in order. Maybe I'll put my head on a different layer. And then I can
Imagine you moving your actual head.
Uh-huh.
Because it's your head you're drawing. But you've got a head too, and you can move it onto a different layer, and maybe that would help you.
Uh-huh.
That's why I laugh.
I see.
Yeah.
Funny stuff. Let's see.
This is going to be the Swift stream now. I'm out. I'm out.
Why?
Oh, I don't actually have a layout where it's just you streaming.
Why are you out?
I'm out. I'm going over there.
Where's there?
I'm just there. Right, I'm there now.
Let's see you. Gone.
Not
Oh wait,
there.
it's because I just got back to you. As usual. You're always behind me. You could do so much without me knowing.
What do you mean I could do?
Worrying. get this head on another layer. It's time to fix the arcs.
Tibbs. Wait. How's it going, Bernie? This week is my last week in work. Then 2 maths unemployment. Woohoo. You mean month? Month. Right, month. Right, got you. And this is Tibbs' second to last week in work. Yay.
At least you guys are kind of buddies in that regard, though. Bridie, you got any clue what it is you want to do once you're out of work? I mean, is it planned unemployment, or is it like unemployment that happened suddenly that you weren't necessarily prepared for?
Ow! I need a cushion. I need a cushion. Oh, I'm not going to say I need it, but no.
Pushing that cushion. Oh, Bryony, you had a comic test but you didn't get it. Oh, I'm sorry, Bryony. That sucks. I also had a comic test, I think it was at the beginning of the year?
No, last year.
Last year, was it? Oh, jeez. Really? Such a long time ago. Was it really last year?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that time's gone like scarily fast. But I also had a comic test and I didn't get mine either. Which was a shame. But there you are, that's the way the crumbles. You gave in your test and they didn't reply. What asses? They should at least reply. Was it Boom? Well, they didn't reply to me for ages either. I had to email them again to be like, hello, sent you that test like a month ago and the project's due to start in like 2 weeks that you told me I was applying for. Can you tell me what you thought of the test? It was Boom. Boom! Like, if anyone, which no one is, watching this stream works at Boom, which I know you don't, but if you do, if you work at Boom, I mean, reply. Get on that. If the HR person from Boom happens to be watching Doig Swift right now, tell people when they spend a lot of time doing a test for you, when they put like 3 full days that they could be spending earning money doing freelance, and take them out to work for you and do a comic page for you, like at least tell them if they didn't get the job. Don't just leave them hanging. Sitting waiting for emails that aren't going to come is the worst. They better not use the work anyway, or they'll be smacked upside the head by my hand. But Brady, like traveling a bunch sounds awesome. So it sounds like you've got a good strategy for getting rid of them comic blues. Go and see the world. Do awesome stuff. Yeah, the person who I was emailing with me was super nice too. It might have been the same person.
It might have been the same job.
It might have been the same job actually. I mean, it's awesome that they were nice, but like, it would have been nice if they were nice even when we didn't get the job too. Like, just a really fast email just to say thanks for submitting, we decided to go with someone else would have been awesome because then I wouldn't have been waiting.
It's not even like they would have to write it. They could have a template. Like, it should be a common thing that comes up. Sorry, you didn't get the job.
Yeah, like they were super nice when I was talking to them, but once I'd sent in the test, they just stopped talking. It's like, well, we got what we wanted from you. I'm sure it wasn't the person's fault though. I'm sure she is super nice. They probably just have a lot to deal with. They're probably just super busy, but still. Like, it is important because I don't know if the HR, they must know how much work goes into doing a couple of pages of comics. Which comic was it for, Brainy? You don't have to say if you don't want. Mine was for
Lumberjanes.
Lumberjanes, yeah. But no dice. I mean, it's awesome that they like asked you whether you would do it though. Even if you didn't get it, that's still really cool. Oh my goodness, how I heard of Giant Days? Are you kidding me? It's one of my favourite comics, Bryony. I really love it. Max Sarin is one of my favourite artists too. She's the artist who's been working on like the issues I've been reading at the minute.
Was it for a guest one or is Max stepping down?
I don't know. Elaine might be able to tell us more. Sorry, not Elaine, Brian. I'm getting my peeps mixed. No, I want to stop motion keyframe. Stop doing that. I thought I had ticked stop motion keyframes. Stop motion keyframes, that's what I want. Do that. Give me stop motion keyframes. Stop auto and betweening. You're throwing off my groove.
Max is away on a break, so needs to be covered. Ah.
Oh, that's cool. Good for Max. Glad she's taking a break. She works so hard. Damn, like, oh man, if you'd have got that, I love Giant Days so much. But it does suck that they didn't get back to you. If you want like confirmation, because I definitely did. They got back to me after I emailed them again, gave them a poke about it. So maybe it's worth doing. Why?
Maybe companies just don't handle rejecting people well.
I guess not. Not what I wanted at all. I want this key. Here. Maybe here? Damn it. I've done it now. I've screwed it all up.
Why? Wait.
I need it to be in the same place. I know. I'll just paste the head back onto the last frame. That's what I'll do. And now I can figure out where the head would be.
Have they replied now to us?
Tipsy, they're not credit you to begin with. think if what I understand went down with your work tips, and they handled that really, really badly. Like, I'm disappointed with how badly they handled that. Because, like, tell me if I'm wrong, but does that not mean that you sent work off a while ago to check if it was okay, and then they didn't reply to you, even when you poked them, and then it was just an unfinished thing? Is that what happened? I mean, because it's great that the work was up to par and good enough, and obviously they wanted to use it. That's really cool. But they definitely could have told you that.
Hey, T. Brandon.
Especially if you were worried, because it was one of your first freelance jobs. It would have been nice to have that assurance of, oh, you did a great job, well done.
I like that. Hey, it was a messy project. They were stressed, overworked. I don't blame anyone. I'm just full of salt.
Well, I would blame someone, but I do agree that they didn't mean to do it. That's for sure. I think it's just that with that company at the minute, there's one person like juggling a heck of a lot of balls, and like I wouldn't be able to juggle that many balls. Like that would be super duper hard. So respect to them for juggling that many balls, for trying, but really they need someone else to help out, because it's not feasible for one person to do that amount of work. And when it winds up creating those kind of problems, it's not good. It's nothing like seeing how off model your head is, because it's placed in the same place as another head, and you're like, oh wow, they really changed a lot.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Might add a charm to it though.
The nice off model charm. Oh yeah, no doubt. He's like super duper nice, but I feel like there's just too much work for him alone when it comes to managing so many animators on projects. I'm really glad though that, because I know you were worried that it wasn't good enough, and so obviously it was good enough, absolutely, which is awesome. It's a cool thing for you to know. Have more confidence in your work. Morning, Brandon.
Yo.
The comic world is scary, yeah. I'm learning though quickly that every single job is scary. I'm like, oh, comics are really fun. And then I'm like, no wait, they're the scariest thing ever. And then I try storyboards and I'm like, oh my god, this is the scariest thing ever. And then I do layouts and I'm like, this is the scariest thing ever. And then I'm back to animation, I'm like, oh, it's nice feedback. Oh god, this is scary. So.
Well, I think because once you get what you're aiming for, you have the ability to lose it, and therefore you're constantly terrified that you will.
That's
Yay!
True. That's true. Once you get your first job and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this up. Oh, I haven't seen the latest Violet Evergarden yet.
Nope. I haven't seen the last 3 or 4 episodes, I think.
You should. It's very good.
can't draw this hat. You give up. No, come on.
I give up, you can do it.
Keep someone by your side to hug while watching episode 10. Okay.
Wow, it sounds like it was an affecting episode. I'm looking forward to watching it. We have a new head art and it's almost working, but not quite working.
You said that as though it was like a new employee or employer. We have a new head art. They're the worst. Hmm?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing. I just need to move each of these over. That feeling when you have to move each of your frames over by one. One pixel to the right, please.
Coco was pretty predictable, but it still gets you.
Yeah. 100% true.
There was that video about whether like spoilers affect your enjoyment of something, and even when you know something's coming, it can still like emotionally affect you. I think that's like the good movies are the ones you can watch and rewatch. You know, like once the surprise or the uncertainty is taken away, does it still emotionally resonate with you? And I think the best things do, whether that be comics or animation or film or books.
Yeah, I agree. I think when the message is true and when they're saying something important, it doesn't matter if you see that coming, the way in which they say it and the truth of that is what is important.
Yeah.
don't know what you guys are talking about now, but I really want to see that episode now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they meant by they were saying an episode of Fran XX. Oh, sorry, Darling in the Franks.
Yeah.
Which I've never heard of.
Oh, that's something I was watching the other day.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay so far. I'm not like super taken with it.
Is that the like robot transformy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Maybe it just takes me a little longer to get into stuff.
You know what you all should watch? Space Dandy.
Oh my god. Space Dandy's awesome.
So good.
But we haven't seen the end of it yet, so I don't know if I can recommend like the entire series, but we're like into season 2 at the minute, and I think it's amazing.
Every episode is an art piece.
It's true, yeah. See, Brandon loves Space Dandy. Yes! Space Dandy's so good. Oh my gosh, Elaine, please do. It's so funny. Yeah, Brandon, it makes me laugh too. I'm like cracking up every episode. And they're also different. They're completely different. Each episode has a completely different feel, and a lot of the times they have different art styles.
Yeah, it's very explorative.
Oh yeah, that's better. I fixed my head. I haven't fixed my hand, because you guys will notice that the hand is awful. But I will fix that later. I'm going to go on to Mike for now, because I think it'd be good to at least have him rubbed in. So that's not happening. What?
You're gonna get up on me and rock me out.
I mean, you're trying to make it dirty, but like, I don't know if it's working.
Okay.
I appreciate the effort.
A-star.
I guess let's just see what happens. Chair, shall we?
Sea brain.
See you, Barney. Have a lush day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna stop drawing this idea. Although I think this hand is one of the better ones, but it just feels so big.
Ooh, Slow Start is a typical slice of life Moe series, but with way more character animation. Like, they never stop moving, and it's great. Also, T. Brandon says they had so many international animators to work on Space Dandy for all aspects of the show, which is so cool. It's like this huge collab in animation form. That's awesome. You can definitely see it.
Yeah.
You can definitely see it. There was an episode we saw recently where Dandy is trying to catch a giant fish, and it's really reminiscent of Edo period woodblock prints, the way that they've animated it, and that's just so cool. Oh my gosh, that episode is stunning. Like with the way they did the water and the waves and everything, it's crazy. So good. Oh, just remembering it. Oh man. And the last episode we watched was like, I don't know what the hell. It was just like out of left field, but they had like the entire ending was just them showing all this concept art they did from it,
Yeah.
And it was so good. Like the concept art was so beautiful. And the music was so beautiful. And we were like, what the hell?
Hey, Roxanne.
It felt like it was like an ending to something, but it was just like another episode. It felt really epic because of all the art they were showing. Hey Roxanne. Top Team Epic. I feel like I have been told about that before.
Doesn't ring any bells for me.
Have you guys told me about that before? I haven't seen it, but I feel like you guys might have told me about it. He's a dandy guy in space. Oh, we do watch Space Dandy in English as well.
We do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, hard hitting tips. But the English voices are so good. They're so good, and I love the narrator in English. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I think someone said that Space Dandy originally released with the dub first.
Really?
So
Okay. Yeah, what is it? It's like a meme in anime form. Do I want that? Is that something I want? Is that something that I should have in my life? What was that music video that you told us to watch the other day? Because I've forgotten what it was, Tips.
I think it was like Me or something.
It was, yeah. In fact, did you watch that, Mike?
I did not.
Oh, okay. I thought I remembered you watching it, but I must have been mistaken. Exactly what I thought. Yeah. Do I want a meme? Do I want more meme?
You want every meme.
Tips is between loving and despising it. Okay, I'll check it out. It sounds like it's at least interesting.
Divisive, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
But I like stuff which is divisive. It's way better than it just being boring.
There's something that Super Mario Patch Wolf said where he was like, what's worse than being bad is being forgettable.
Yes, it's true. Mediocrity is a sin. Let it be known. If you're gonna be bad, like at least be like bad in ways which is interesting to talk about with other people. So I quite like divisive things because you get to hear what people thought about it and why they liked it or didn't like it. But when something is just like it's a nothing show, it's not even a discussion you can have about it.
They call the cat guy, the Beetlejuicean, Meow. It's just great.
The voice of the cat species guy. Does he voice anyone else that you know, Mike? Because Mike's awesome with voices. He can normally tell actors just from voices.
I think he does, but he's not. I don't know offhand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Meow. He might be my favourite. But then Dandy is so good. Like,
Hey,
how
baby.
can my favourite not be Dandy? I don't know. I like them all. I just like the characters. They're great.
India wants to do a.
I want to do a fan art Friday of Space Dandy. I just want to animate them. They're so fun. They look so fun to animate. Ah. Okay, I'll watch character effects videos. Oh, when is the next movie night? I don't know. When do you guys want to have it? Because I am up for it. I'm not around this weekend, really at all, because it's a friend's birthday, and when we're not birthdaying, we'll probably be working on Patrick's project. So during the weekdays is best for me, like maybe in the evening sometime. After 8, me and Mike try to knock off work. So that's a good time. Elaine, have you never been to one of the movie nights? We do. We have movie nights. We've had 2 so far.
We've watched Porcoroso and The Goofy
movie. We watch it on Rabbit together. And we all just chat. Yeah, you should definitely come to the next one. It'll probably be after 8 GMT or BST or UTC. One of them. UTC. We have a list of movies that people suggested, and I guess we'll just randomly pick one.
We could do a random number generator thing.
Yeah. Let the computer decide. Goofy movie, it's so good. Yeah, the last couple of movie nights were really fun.
I liked how everyone just got it the commentary makes it as well. Like, if you've already seen the movie, just hearing people's thoughts on it, the in-jokes, so good.
Yeah, I'd never seen Porco Rosso before, but having everyone in the chat while I was watching it was the stuff people were saying was cracking me up during the movie. It was so good.
Oh.
Oh, well, one thing we were going to do actually, let me tell you guys about this, see if you think it's a good idea or not, was I was thinking that we should maybe make a peg bar calendar that you guys can all put onto your Google Calendar if you use it, which is just everyone who is in the peg bar who does streams can put in when they're planning to stream, so I'll have all the Doig and Stuff morning streams and hopefully all of the Ethan streams and everything like that in it. We'll put movie nights on it when we know what we're going to have movie nights. We'll put deadlines for collaborations and stuff on it for people who are taking part of those.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, so if people are ever oh, when's the next movie night? They can look and be oh, it's not one planned, or oh, there's one at this point. Or if anyone is just oh, I'm bored, I don't know what to do, let me check the calendar. Oh, this person's going to be streaming in a couple of hours. I'll catch that or something.
This is awesome. We'll set that up. We could probably use the Animation Breakfast Club Gmail to make that calendar.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good idea. That'd be good. What am I doing with this chair? I don't know.
Oh, I love the sort of friend character, the really enthusiastic friend character from A Silent Voice. It cracks me up.
The guy who looks like he's designed for a different show.
Yeah.
That annoys me though. It annoys me that everyone else has these really pretty regularized anime faces, and then he's just the only one who's not designed in the same way. They should have either had more range with the rest of the cast.
Yeah. Or
found a way to make him look like he was more part of the same show. I think that's a great movie though.
Yeah. So is it saying deadlines for collaborations? There are deadlines on our collaborations? You might want to tell people that.
Well, there aren't at the minute. But if there were in the future, we could use a calendar for that. We were thinking of putting a deadline on the collaboration, but we haven't properly discussed it yet.
Yeah.
Like, mainly we don't want it, the peg bar to be a source of stress for people. When I started the collaborations, I never wanted it to be something where people are worried to go there because they're like, oh, I should have done this, but I haven't.
Yeah.
I can't go to the peg bar now, I can't speak to these people because they're expecting this from me. Like, I never wanted it to be something which people felt like they needed to perform in order to be part of.
Yeah.
And that was always my worry with doing collaborations in the peg bar. Was if there are deadlines, people are going to feel pressured to do those deadlines, and they want it to be a place of non-pressure for people. But at the same time, I really want to be able to share the video all together because a lot of people did a lot of really cool work on it already.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to shout about that by showing the full video. So I'm not sure exactly how to handle it.
Offer cookies.
Ooh, Elaine's offering flan. If I could offer everyone in the peg bar a cookie without it being creepy, I would. But you probably shouldn't eat cookies that someone just sends you. That's probably a cookie no-no.
Yeah. Cookies probably don't traverse geography well.
So it depends what kind of cookie.
Tibbs thinks that we should purposefully stress people out, yell at them, and then give them gentle hugs at the same time. So like you're hugging someone and it's like, it's okay! It's okay!
Hug someone softly and whisper into their ear, where's the work though?
It's okay.
No, bring the cookies back!
Like,
damn, this is so... This chair is so sus, but it's really hard to be able to animate it, doing what I wanted to do. Huh, that's weird. It's not going the way I expected it to go. What you doing, chair? As it is at the minute, I think what we might do with the collaboration is to at everybody who said they wanted to take part, who hasn't given us something yet, and check they still want to do it. If we don't hear back from people within like a set time that they'll say, like maybe 2 weeks or something, we'll give their part to someone else. If we do hear back from them, maybe we'll give them like a deadline for the end of April or something. I don't know.
End of April, like another month. Yeah, that seems. That seems fair.
Some people just have a lot of stuff on, which is totally fair.
The thing is, you can't give them to. Well, if you give them 2 weeks to answer back, that would go like 3 weeks to finish. Yeah, I don't
know either. Like,
I love rabbits. You listen here, you son of a bitch. I love you, but get the fuck to work. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how to handle it. Like, I just know it's a shame when you start collaborations and they don't get done. I want everyone to be able to feel the pride of finishing it.
Tip says she heard Hardick want to do another part.
kind of if you do, like you're welcome to, but you don't have to. Only if you actually do want to.
Elliot says, grabs my part and hugs it. On it.
Yeah, no worries, Elaine. We like I said, we don't want it to be like a pressure thing for people.
I think there's a couple of people who wanted to do it, but like they lost electricity for a while and things like that, and that's completely like.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's
completely
that's nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people took it on too, but then realised that they didn't have time to do it, and kind of pulled out much later. I want Ethan to do one of his robots.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Do a robot, Ethan.
That's a good idea. Harley says, other collaborations also encourage people who are running late to get help from those who've already finished, or those who are willing to. Like,
yeah.
That would make it more collaborative at least.
It would. Yeah. I want to avoid, like, I want people to absolutely do that, but I also want to avoid giving other people more work as well.
Ooh, Mob Psycho Season 2.
Yes.
I hadn't heard. That's awesome.
It's coming! It's totally gonna be a thing! I'll definitely watch that. I really enjoyed the first season of Mob Psycho. I wonder if you'll get a new opening.
Ooh, the first one was so eclectic. It would be an interesting thing to either like sidestep and do something completely different, or try and amp up, or like just do something as good, but it.
The first one was
tough
so
one to
good.
beat, yeah.
It was so good though.
You can do it, Lane.
But no pressure. It's so hard to be like, you can do it, and also be like, no pressure though.
Can you have loving pressure?
Yeah, I think you can.
I like the scene in it's Good Will Hunting. Have you seen that film, India?
I don't know if I have.
Ah, okay. Well, shit.
What happens?
Effectively, there's a guy in it
Uh-huh.
called Will Hunting. I think.
Oh. That's totally not what I expected. Okay.
And he's like genius level smart.
This is not what I thought the film would be about.
Did you think it was about hunting goodwill?
I thought it was about hunting.
No.
Okay.
And he has a friend who is not as smart, and they're like best friends and grow up together. And there's a part where like the smart guy has an opportunity, and like he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, so he kind of squanders it. And his friend effectively told him, like, because they're talking about the future, and the guy who's smart is like wants to stick around there and like raise a family and everything, and his friend is just like, you know what the best part of my day is? The best part of my day is the walk between my car and your front door, because
Creepy.
because he hopes that one day he's just going to knock on the door and he's not going to be there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying This dude is like sticking around because he feels like he has obligations to friends.
Yeah.
And loved ones, and his friends like, you should be out there making the most of
what you've got. If I had what you had.
Following your dreams.
Yeah.
Not sticking around here to take care of everyone.
But he's like, if you're here in 20 years, I'll kill you. It's a punchline, pretty much.
What was this related to though? I forgot.
This was related to the loving pressure. Of like, if you're not using it again, I'll kill you.
I'll murder you.
It's a good movie. You should watch Good Will Hunting. It might make you cry. But mostly because Robin Williams is in it.
Everyone is not special. Maybe you can be what you want to be. It's in my head now. It's so good.
Tibbs has got an interesting piece of advice. Elaine, think about that frame you're about to draw, then don't draw it and draw the next one instead. Then everything will be twice as fast.
Oh, it's some good advice. It's almost like animating on full. I'd be interested to try that actually.
Each frame doesn't have to make sense, especially in transforming stuff. Just make it work in motion. Use ins and outs and fancy movement. Fancy movement, not fancy frame. It's all the advice she was giving you. Swifty.
It is. Tibbs gives such good advice. Really good animation advice. Definitely listen to Tibbs. I try to listen to Tibbs. Like, I haven't listened to Tibbs a couple of times now, and after I've been like, oh, should have listened to Tibbs. So now I listen to Tibbs all the time.
Tibbs FM. Tibbs AM. Radio station Tibbs.
Radio Tibbs.
I read that in Space Dandy's voice. It's all about the movement, baby.
You're just stealing what I said the other day.
I'm not stealing what you said the other day. Hardick just said, it's all about that movement, baby.
Hardick's stealing what I said the other day.
yeah.
You're all stealing what I said the other day! It's good advice. But to be fair, that advice I stole from Tibbs. I just rephrased it in a dandy way. Tibbs, she's a dandy animator.
In
on
space.
The internet.
Oh.
Sorry, in space.
Yeah.
Oh, Elaine will probably cry when she finishes it because it'll be the first animation you made in a really long time.
You know
Elaine, you're going to do an awesome job.
I am going to put this here.
Oh, Hardick stole my language too. I stole the name of your country, Hardick. We're all thieves.
Sure.
Filthy thieves.
I do that, and then I will move the monitor.
I like It's All in the Movement, baby. I feel like we should get like Tibbs t-shirts. Oh, it's only had season 2 of Space Dandy. I think they have season 1 now. Also, T. Brandon says you do a good dandy voice. Hi.
Hmm?
Did you hear me?
No? I was what?
I said T. Brandon says that you do a good dandy voice.
Oh no, I don't. Do I?
No?
The baby. I did the baby more accurately than I thought it was gonna.
Elaine's gonna make some beans on toast. Yes! The fuel of animators.
Is my screen? Yeah, my screen's going over your screen. 1 second.
lettering works, at least. Kind of. Not really.
Elaine's gonna make some beans and toast and then it's business time.
Yeah, Lane!
If Tibbs was to make t-shirts, they would have a backwards Nike logo on it and it would just say in Nike font, like, just don't. Nice. I'm finding it useful to like draw in really broad strokes for gestures for this comic. To thumbnail it in. Like, I want something to be kind of like this.
It's like you're discovering shorthand for the first time.
No. I just mean I like the really rough broad stroke.
Yeah,
That's not shorthand. Shorthand could be like, oh, my character is like this. There's my character.
what? Well, I mean, shorthanding a pose, doing a fast thumbnail sketch is, I mean, that's shorthand.
Shorthand's where you can abstract and simplify something into simpler shapes.
Yeah.
I was meaning the actual really thick, brushy brush strokes. Like I could shorthand a pose to be. Nah, it doesn't matter. I think.
Okay, it was meant to be a compliment, but
I can't take compliments. Ah.
whoop, 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 whoop.
Either that or something misspelled, like I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
I think, India, seriously,
Yeah?
seriously, you should like put some of the t-shirts you've designed.
No, I don't care about selling the bloody t-shirts. Too much effort. I don't care about making money from t-shirts. I just put the designs and they can print their own.
Okay.
There are too many of those shops anyway. Which one would you even choose?
Don't care.
Huh?
I don't know.
Like
Doesn't matter.
Spreadshirt, Redbubble, other things, other such stores.
The Redbubble is the one I've heard most about. Like heard most often.
I think that's the one that I'm currently making 12p on every 2 years.
Junk Monk joined the hunting party. Welcome, Junk Monk.
Hello, thank you. We do need to fix those. It's still hunting themed.
Yep.
That works better. A little bit anyway. Animation couple t-shirts that one says Annie and the other says mate.
Thanks. I like the bird song outside.
It's pretty, isn't it? It's super bright in our room at the minute too because the sun is reflecting off a window and beaming straight into us. I like it though, it's pretty sweet. Nice sun.
Rabbit point out the thing about those animation t-shirts that's cute until someone walks around with a shirt that just says mate on it.
Mate.
You can never separate. Never. You could have like couple announcement t-shirts where it's like one person has Weira and the other one has couple on it, and then you could get a bunch of friends t-shirts that say of, and then like some insult, and they can like ruin photo by like running in. It's a whole scenario. Does that make sense?
I tuned out a little bit. You might have to repeat it.
So you can have a couple's announcement t-shirts made that say we're and then the other one says couple with a smiley face, and then friends t-shirts could add onto it where someone runs in, it's just like they just have of, and then the next one runs in, it says bastards, and then they crash the photo. And it's a funny
one word t-shirt, so the new thing.
I would have a t-shirt that says all on it. All.
Just stand in between things.
Yeah. Nike of Adidas. I think I just said Adidas, but I think I said Adidas. I missed the D. I misplaced my D.
Where did your D go? Is it on your t-shirt? You should check.
Oh, Rabbit says one t-shirt that says they're the colour to my line work, and another that says they're the line work to my colour.
That's sickeningly cute.
Yeah, I want them.
Aww.
I want them.
They're like our business cards. We have business cards and they're double-sided. And we have a side each.
Yeah.
Which saves money as well. And one side says, Indie Swift draws things. And the other side says, Michael Doig colours things.
Yep.
And then they both have the same picture, but one of them is just a line art, one of them is just a colour art.
Visually demonstrating what we do. Hello, Ali. Tim says, Tim has a t-shirt that says, I'm such a nerd, smiley face. No, but seriously, I'm a huge nerd and I will lecture you about the things you don't care in the slightest, and it will tire you, but you'll learn a lot about things you never ever ...
It's pretty good. Oh, we're good. Very good, Aline. How are you?
I could be better. I don't feel like I've drawn enough thumbnails. Thumbnails are hard to do when you're like distracted by stuff.
I know. That's why I can't do them on the streams. It's just because I spend so much thumbnail time just sitting, staring at it and thinking.
Yeah.
There's so many eyes! There's so many eyes in the chat right now! I cannot take it, Captain!
I think the birds are just like, oh shit, it's spring, let's go!
They're like, good morning!
How's it going, Aline?
Ooh, Aline, tell us about your resolutions and the results thereof. Help us improve our own lives. I'm except Aline!
I think frustration could be good sometimes. It could be motivating.
My frustration motivate you.
No.
No.
You should stop.
Stop being frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be super zen from now on.
Cool. I think you would lose something about you that if you were more zen, you would be less swifty.
You like being stressed.
I don't like you being stressed.
I'm only teasing you.
Ali's first resolution is to work on finishing stuff. It's not like everyone has been telling me to finish stuff since, forever.
So what does that mean, practically? Does it mean you're going back to your old projects to try and dust them off?
Imagine you could not start anything until everything you previously started has been finished.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like that as a concept.
You'd hate it as practice, though.
I wouldn't. I'm all about finishing stuff. I get extremely frustrated and pent up when I've started something and it's just not getting finished.
Yeah.
I hate that. I regularly put in full days to make sure I can just dust something off.
I've noticed that. I also think that your sense of time distorts when you feel the frustration that it's not finished yet.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you're like, we've been on this 3 months, and my brain goes, no. But it doesn't matter because it feels like 3 months to you.
Yeah, the point is to be on it for too long.
Yeah. It makes tight deadline discussions between us a minefield.
How so?
Because you will say, why have we done this yet? It's been 3 months, and I start to think, has it been 3 months? And I start to talk to you about that, and you're like, no, just as you said, the important thing is it feels like it's been too long.
Oh yeah, the important thing isn't the logistics of exactly how long it has been or haven't been.
Yeah, but then I tried.
The important thing is that we should have finished this deadline.
Yeah, I try to alleviate your frustration by trying to describe to you how long it has been, but it doesn't matter. So what matters is what's going to get done next.
Yeah, I mean the feeling is real. Whether it's been 27 days or whether it's been 35 days doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is the fact that it's very overdue. So I'm very much all about finishing things. And I get very frustrated when things aren't finished. If something's close to completion, I'd rather just get it dusted off.
Yeah.
Let's see, let me scroll into the chat so I can see what Aline's been saying.
Yeah, you could recap it if you want, or I could recap it.
I'm there, so let's see. No projects for now because I'm taking baby steps. I realise I already have a hard time going past the sketching phase. So concretely right now, I'm just trying to catch myself whenever I start thinking, what's the point of finishing this? It's not great anyway. And developing the habit of taking it to the finish line. That's really cool, Aline. That's awesome. I mean, sometimes there is value in seeing something hasn't got great potential and just starting over. But I do that way too much. I spend my life starting over, so a little bit more energy towards finishing. That's awesome. Yeah. That's a good point, I think. Stopping yourself from writing something off before it's finished and just seeing what would happen if you finish it. Just to get into the practice of finishing it. How do you feel about finishing things, Mike?
I think it's really important. I struggle with it too. I'm pretty good at coming up with the beginnings of stuff, but very bad at the middle and the ends. So I like pre-production. It's funny because like a lot of the work I do with you is post production,
Yeah.
but I'm not part of the. There's a cat. I'm not part of the pre-production sometimes, or like the actual animating production part. So the post production is a sort of start and end. It's its own beginning and end thing. And I enjoy coloring the work, but I don't like exporting stuff. Or After Effects is okay, but I prefer color balancing it. I don't know. It's tricky. On my own stuff, I am very bad at finishing projects, but with you, it's easier. I was saying last night that I was really tired of feeling too scared to finish this project.
You were feeling too scared to start, weren't you?
That's it, yeah. Well, I was feeling so tired of being too scared to do this project.
Yeah. It's awesome that you're breaking past that now, though.
What's interesting though is my thumbnailing. I've jumped right to the end to thumbnail the ending because it's part of. I knew a little bit more about how I wanted it all to kind of end more strongly than I knew how to begin and middle. And rather than being like, no, I need to figure out where it starts to where it's going. Your approach of coming at story ending first and working backwards, I'm using as my way of thumbnailing.
Yeah.
And that's been really fun. Rather than like savoring and waiting to get into the quote unquote good parts of the story, like just rewarding myself with doing it first. It might backfire. I might get back to the kind of more static stuff later and be like, oh, this is a drag. But at least I've got the initial energy to get stuff down into the page.
Yeah, I think one of the problems is that often the pre-production is the most fun part. Like, it's really fun to just design characters and design scenarios and think about stuff in your head. That's really fun. Putting it down onto paper and getting it to work, like actually work, is really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard, and when you get to that and you get that fear that you're not good enough, and it's really hard because you don't know how to do it, like it's much easier to walk away and keep it in your head and keep doing the fun design bit than it is to have to push past it. Like, there's a point at which projects stop being fun and just start being a lot of pressure, and you've got to remember the fun in those moments, like what you're doing it for, what you're excited about, because it can be really hard to push through with it if you feel like you're just screwing it up.
Testing, testing. Okay, I think we've got it back.
Hey! Awesome. Yay! Christmas music, says Tips. Do you have Christmas music on? Without me.
Do you guys not hear the music usually? Wait, no, it isn't actually playing there anymore. Okay. Rifle flapping, nice.
Nice. I don't know when we cut out, but we were just saying that it's difficult because the beginning of the process, the concept phase, is normally the most fun part, where you get to kind of keep the story and stuff in your head and you're designing characters and picking up scenarios. And then when it comes to actually having them work on paper, actually make sense, it's so difficult to do. It's so hard. And when it gets hard, you get scared that it's hard because you're no good at it, and it becomes easier to kind of walk away and not find out than it does to push through. There's a part in every project where it becomes kind of not fun and just a lot of stress. And that's the part when it's really easy to call it quits and hop on something else instead.
I think when you're in the midst of working on one project, another idea can kind of hit you suddenly. You're like, oh.
It seems more fun because that idea is just going to be a lot of designing and thinking rather than actually getting it to work.
I think the important thing to remember is big projects can be broken down too into like smaller projects that are achievable.
I agree with Tips, though. I think that small projects are so useful because they really show you how fast you can work, what you can do, what you can expect from yourself.
If you've ever been a part of a game jam or a jam of any kind, it is surprising the amount of work you can do when you have clear goals and time to dedicate to it. Like if you saw Jordan over the weekend, he had 48 hours and he just like pushed through, did a whole bunch of animated cycles and actions, and then when you have clear goals set in front of you, you're like, I'm gonna do this, and you remove the distractions that can hinder you. Like you can do a lot in a short space of time in bursts. So I think having that short turnaround project mentality and applying it to into the small tasks that make up a larger project can really help your productivity.
Mm-hmm. I've been in a jam, but there was that one time with the marmalade. That's awesome.
I think that's maybe why if you work for shorter hours per day, but you like intense bursts on them, like you'll probably be more productive each day than if you work 16 hours just slogging it.
I think it's goals, man. I think goals are so important. For example, with comics, like with your colouring, I think it's way more useful to say, I'm going to finish these flats in an hour and a half, and then I'm going to move on to colouring, than it is to say, I'm going to do this page in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, not just having short bursts of work, but having goals for that work, something to achieve by the end of it, is super important. In game and animation jams, you're always like, okay, I have to do this cycle, and this.
Yeah.
Like, you know exactly what you're doing when you're doing it. Everything is to a purpose.
Yeah. I did an animation, I did a game jam at a company I worked at once, and the coders struggled so much that we didn't end up with a game at the end, but we got the most points on for art out of every team, because I just kept working regardless. I knew what I had to do, and I just kept going anyway.
That's cool. Art is kind of tough in game jams too, though, because it's something where you can just keep making stuff. If you're like, okay, so we've done all the main stuff, I'm just going to start designing like this, and this to add into the world too to make it look even better. There does come a point though where you're like, everything I make now to code it and the programmers aren't going to have time to add in.
Yeah.
So there's no point in making them.
I think at a point it started to turn into I was like compensating for the fact that we couldn't get it together. I'm gonna see if I can find the concept artwork for that. I think I uploaded it to Imager at one point.
Just says do something crazy. I would have made half the progress I have this year if I wasn't attempting weekly effects. Yeah, and I'm sure you've learned a heck of a lot about yourself when doing that too, Tips. How fast you can do something, where your struggles are, where your strengths are. And that's all super important information for you to know how to grow.
Yeah, because you're working within limitations as well, so you have to get creative.
Get creative! I think chilling is important too, Aline. I think the most dangerous thing is when you are half chilling and half working all the time. So you're not dedicating your whole brain to the work, and you're also not getting the relaxation.
Here we go. This is the game I did the visuals for that game jam. It was called Super Rescue Boy. So the idea being is you had like this guy on the beach was the lifeguard, I guess.
I love his massive afro and beard.
And he would use like an octopus with a bucket with a rope attached, and you would have to like flick it was a phone game, so you had to like flick the phone with enough like force that you like landed the octopus near one of the drowning dudes, and then you would have to like pull them back with the like flicking it back, I think, or something like that. So the idea was to try and like you try and chain it, because I think you can move left and right down the bottom of the beach, and you try and like chain it. So say if you wanted to catch this dude and this dude, you would move over to here and then throw it out from there, and then pull them back in a chain. And then sometimes they drown. But I think he had a throwing animation. I think this thing bounced. They definitely had like a little tween like I'm drowning. Like they would like flash about. They would have ripples that were rippling. This was animated. I had like the waves coming in. And I don't think I got to animating this guy.
I think it is enjoyable, Aline. I think that might be some of the problem though. Is it frustrating when I look at my day and find that I've done very little work even though I've been working all day? Because I've been like distracted. That's a interesting thing, Elaine. Elaine's trying to become comfortable in being uncomfortable.
Eileen's talking about 100% in the moment and into what you're doing. Like, you're not dedicating full brain to what I'm doing is enjoyable sometimes, or is that a false impression, a form of procrastination?
Yeah.
I think you can do stuff in a chill way for sure. Like, you
Definitely. What she said a little bit later is there are some activities you can do without too much thinking. And it's fine to do in a chill way, and I think I agree with that. Like when you're colouring frames.
Yeah.
Or when I'm maybe inking or colouring something. I think then, because you're going over something you've already done the thinking on, it's kind of easier to just take it easy and still complete work. It's the thinky things which are hard, like the rough animation and the storyboards and the writing.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. I think you need to, put down the podcasts, put down the Let's Plays, and put down this kind of stuff that you watch in the background, and really 100% think and be immersed in what you're making. I think music's okay. I find the music that doesn't have lyrics better in that sort of period than music that does.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I've got on at the moment is just instrumentals. But I think we've kind of grown accustomed to being distracted constantly in day-to-day life, where like notifications on your phone will interrupt what you're doing and you'll check it, and I think that's maybe it's starting to affect our ability to dedicate ourselves to one thing at one time. Like, we're so ingrained with the concept of multitasking that single tasking now is a bit more alien to us. Like, we're drawing and working here and we're also talking to you guys. Like,
but this isn't us putting 100% into our work.
No.
Like, it is a little bit distracting to do streams, but it's nice to have that social time, like Chris is saying, to hang out with people as well. But yeah, there is a thing though where if we unplug the internet and have a day without it and focus and schedule our time, we do feel better after that day. Like, it may be hard to do to begin with, but when we look back at the work we've done, we can feel better about ourselves because we're like, hey, we've got a lot done today.
Yeah.
And the fact that I know that we get more done when we do that is what makes me feel like maybe the distractions are just distractions, but we seek comfort from them.
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's nice to listen to a podcast together.
Yeah.
But maybe we should have, like, this is work time and this is... I think it's hard because, like, we spend our whole day in
just
the office.
Sitting.
Yeah, together.
And it's hard because it's a battle, like, with your self-worth constantly. And that's exhausting to do all the time.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you want to just not have to think about it. But, like, something which was interesting was when our power went out, we listened to a podcast together because my phone was still charged. And I had one downloaded.
Yeah.
So we listened to that. And it was really nice. Like, sitting with one another, just on a couch, with a phone between us, and just sitting and listening to it.
Yeah.
Like, it was really nice. And normally podcasts are something that I do when I'm doing something else, but just taking the time to just listen to it with one another was really enjoyable.
Single tasking.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing I'd like to do more. is just to sit and listen.
I think there's an uncomfortability that I feel, and the distractions and the background noise and the Netflix and whatever that is like masking that, because I know it's there, and I'm like trying to dull that part of my brain. But that part of your brain is useful, like rather than like closing it off. Like if you can repurpose it and drive it into what you're doing, you're probably going to make better stuff. Aline is considering banning Twitter altogether, and Tibbs is thinking of switching off Twitter notifications.
I love Twitter. I love it, but I put Twitter notifications on not on my phone.
Yeah.
It doesn't help much though when they're on Mike's phone.
I've been switching off, just switching off the internet altogether on my phone sometimes.
Yeah, airplane mode.
Yeah.
Until like, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something, and then check everything all in one big burst. So I'm just catching up. Elaine says I'm terrible at multitasking, so I try to art things that I can listen to the stream with no problem, like live drawing or something. But it's also first thing in the morning, and I'm so not awake. And Elaine says, I guess it's about checking what you're trying to do and evaluating if that requires your focus, and you're just being lazy, or if it's an activity where you can disconnect, and it's okay to take advantage of this. And Elaine agrees, and I agree. Sounds good. It's true we're a little bit more addicted to distractions now.
Yeah.
But there are advantages to having some chill time during the day. Yeah, and then Tim says notifications are the biggest sin of my life. Yeah, Twitter is tempting, but I try to stay off it until I'm on a break. Like, I've got all the notifications on my phone turned off. Like, the hardest thing with Twitter is when you've just posted something.
Not to sit and watch it.
Yeah, because the temptation then is to, like, every 5 minutes check back. Something we did the other day by accident I thought worked really well.
Yeah.
We started trying to have a walk every day, just for like an hour, during our lunchtime from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And one thing we did the other day was we posted something and then literally went on a walk straight after. And we didn't mean to, but there was something about like posting it and then just leaving, so we couldn't get notifications. Which, like, by the time we got back, I cared much less. And I think it's because I had time to, like, disconnect from it and say to myself, is it really important that I'm looking at it right now?
Yeah.
Like, are people going to care if I take, like, an hour to reply to something? Probably not so much.
I think we're constantly trying to feel like we're pressured to be engaged or be engaging, and that often feels like if someone's just replied to you, you're going to have more engagement and immediacy if you reply to them as soon as they reply. But yeah, you just chill out. Good quality content is good quality content. I think just try and consistently provide value is better than hose at a teacup approach.
Tip's got to run for the train.
Go, go, go!
We will also be wrapping up in a minute since it's 9 o'clock and we have to phone the estate agents about a house.
Yeah.
This is going to put on an exercise of learning a language and do a squat every time I get something right. Tips, that's a really cool idea. I like that.
Reward yourself with squats.
We will keep going. And then we'll let you know what we think about it. As for now, it might be time to head off ski.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. we will be back tomorrow. I'll be trying to get Mike animated in here.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll be doing your chat, which is going to give me more trouble than I thought it would.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's going in there now.
Awesome. Let's see. You're welcome, Ellie. And thank you everyone else. I hope you all have a pleasant day. And may the rest
Of your day
be full
with
adventure.
adventure! See you guys!
Bye bye.